In this edition of Meet Your Neighbor, we meet Paul Stankus, a loving father and a dedicated citizen who is shaping the community's youth through his writing.
Who wants to be an author? Well, there's a lot of you out here that want to be an author. Well, that's great, because that's what I'm here to talk about. Well, the children are our future, and it is important for all of us to educate the next generation.
Paul's contribution to society's youth isn't just his passion, it's also his profession.
What I do in my professional life, I help get the funds for the schools so that they can get their education technology that they need to educate their students. In my personal life, I am trying to be a community leader and to help educate them in other ways so that I can try to help them understand what it means to be a good corporate citizen, a good community citizen, and to put their own ideas together, because a lot of the ideas that are going to come up in the next 10 to 15 years haven't even been thought of yet.
As a child, Paul's inspiration came from the books he read.
I was a voracious reader. Every year I would probably read 50, 100, 150 books. Anytime I would get books on the shelf, I would read through them cover to cover. And for me, that was my way to find new horizons. I always would read books about adventure or mystery or nonfiction. You put a book in my hand and I would read it cover to cover. I've always been a voracious reader, and that's why it's always been very important to me. And it makes me better as an author because I do so much reading.
Besides writing, his commitment to being a leader is an integral part of who he is.
For me, it's always important to give back to the community. The community has given so much to me, I should return the favor and give much back to them. So I volunteer, I do election type stuff, I do stuff for the community, for our homeowners association, I do citizens assembly. So I do a lot of different things, things that interest me, things that are important. For example, when I first released Desperately Needed Training Wheels, I partnered with BizArts. And my goal was to raise enough money with the profits from the book sales that I could send a kid to camp.
His aspirations of being a better citizen were all enhanced when his son Alex was born, and his writing became even more personal.
I started writing what I felt natural writing. So for me, I dabbled as a child. I wrote some poems and I got a few short stories published, but I really didn't do anything with it. I went on to more worldly pursuits, but after my son was born, I decided that I really wanted to focus more on my writing. The children's book idea just came to me. It was something that I hadn't even anticipated. An incident happened one day, and I took the germ of that incident and turned it around into something that was completely fictionalized, but enabled me to put a children's book together. And part of it was me saying, what does it take to build a children's book? So for me, it was a learning experience myself. I was teaching myself how to produce my own book. It took me 16 drafts in order to do it, marrying things together, and there's a lot of work involved behind the scenes. But it was a project for me to force me out of my own comfort zone in order to grow myself.
While his work is personally gratifying, Paul's mission is to leave an everlasting impact on others.
I always try to find a way of giving to a volunteer organization or a charity and to partner with them. So I'm always looking for new charities to partner with and new opportunities.
For Rockville 11, I'm Rocio Snowdy.
And here's Marcus sitting there in his